So our next topic is, we said that we will discuss each and every part of the respiratory system. Okay, respiratory tract, the passage of air involves several organs. So we will discuss about each and every part. Okay, so coming to the nostrils. Nostrils, there are two nostrils present in the nose through which the air passes. Air passes into the human body. So actually the air enters into human body through two parts, mainly through nostrils and through mouth also. Some people will take breathing through mouth also. So just remember that air enters into human body through two parts, that is mostly by nostrils and secondly through the mouth. Okay, but it is not good to take breathing with mouth. It is very good to take breathing through nostrils only. Okay, now from nostrils the air enters into the nasal cavity. So these are our nostrils and the air enters into the nasal cavity. What happens in the nasal cavity? If you observe the nasal cavity, the nasal cavity is covered by hair-like structure, covered by hair, and it is wet, it is moist in nature. Okay, if you see the nasal cavity, if you see inside your nose, we will observe some hair-like structures which are present inside the nasal cavity. Why hair are present inside the nasal cavity? Because when we are breathing air, the air consists of so many dust particles. Okay, so many dust particles are present in the air. We are inhaling that air. So the dust particles present in the air enters through nostrils, okay, enters through nostrils. Now what happens, the hair present in the nasal cavity, okay, the hair present in the nasal cavity removes the dust particles present in the inhaled air. Okay, when you are inhaling the air will have so many dust particles. So that dust particles are filtered through the hair present in the nasal cavity. So the hair removes the dust particles present in the inhaled air. Okay. Now, why it is moist in structure? What is the second function of the nasal cavity? First is to filter the air, that is to remove the dust particles. The second function is, we can observe that nasal cavity is wet or moist in nature. Moist means wet, because the air which is entering into the nasal cavity is cooled through this moisture. We have water vapor. We have water vapor or some sticky substance inside our nasal cavity. We have water vapor or some sticky substances in the nasal cavity. So that makes the air cool. The outside air which is coming inside the nasal cavity is cooled by the moisture present in the nasal cavity, and it is brought to our body temperature. Okay, the outside air is cooled and brought nearer to our body temperature. Okay, so the outside air is generally more hot in nature, or the temperature of outside air is more compared to our body temperature. Now you are inhaling that hot air inside your body. So this, if it is not cooled down, your body temperature may alter. So that's why the moisture present in the nasal cavity or the water vapor present in the nasal cavity cools the outside air and brings it to the body, nearer to the body temperature, so that our body temperature is not altered. Okay, so there are two functions of nasal cavity. One is it removes the dust particles present in the air by filtration through the hairs present in the nasal cavity. The next function is the nasal cavity is generally moist in nature, that is wet in nature. Some water vapor, actually the mucous membrane is present, we will discuss this afterwards. Okay, the water vapor present in the nasal cavity cools the outside air and brings it to the normal body temperature. Okay, so that our body temperature is not altered. So this is about the nasal cavity. Now if you come to the pharynx, so we know that pharynx is very important structure of digestive and respiratory tract. So digestive and respiratory tract common part is pharynx. Near the pharynx also the same function, the cooling of air is also done, and the pharynx the main function is to it will moisture whatever the air coming from the nasal cavity, it will still cool and send it to the windpipe. Okay, the main function of pharynx is that it will cool the air. Okay, cooling the air. Now, okay, cooling the air. So pharynx is the important part of digestive and respiratory system, and the function of pharynx is the in respiratory system is the what is the function of pharynx in the respiratory system is it mainly cools the inner air. Whatever the air is coming from the nasal cavity, it's check okay whether it is still nearer to body temperature or not. If it is not, it will still bring the air cool so that it is nearer to our body temperature. Okay, now the pharynx function is over. From pharynx, the air enters into larynx. Larynx is a very important structure. Larynx is also called as voice box. So the larynx is present below the pharynx and above the trachea. So we have seen this is our trachea, and somewhere here you have your pharynx. So you have your pharynx here. So from this, if you see, this is our larynx. This is, if you think, this is our pharynx, and this is our trachea. So here, below the pharynx and above the trachea, a box-like structure is present, which is called as larynx, or it is also called as voice box. The larynx has one pair of larynx has one pair of vocal cords. Larynx have one pair of vocal cords on them. Because of these vocal cords, you are able to make sound. If you observe some sitar or violin, what happens when the string is moving like this? When you are moving the string, it is moving and creating the sound. So by this you can know that any moving object will produce sound. So while moving of our vocal cords, the sound is produced. You are able to talk due to vibration of, okay. So we are able to talk, or we are able to produce sound by vibration of vocal cords present on the larynx, okay, present on the larynx. So by vibration of vocal cords you are able to produce sound. Then how the vibration is taking place? When you are exhaling the air, when you are exhaling means when you are breathing out the air is coming from the blood to lungs. From lungs it is coming outside. So while from lungs the air is coming out, it is vibrating the vocal cords present on the larynx and producing the sound. Okay, lungs. Okay, now the lungs are filled with air. While you are breathing out, from lungs the air will come outside. So while coming outside, it will vibrate the vocal cords present on the larynx and produces the sound. So this is why we are able to talk, because of vibration. The vocal cords move like this and produces the sound. So you may get the doubt, then why does the voices differ from one person to another person? So that is actually not there in your this chapter. Just to get the knowledge, the vocal cord, think if it is this your vocal cord, they are surrounded by thin muscles. Okay, they are surrounded by the thin muscles. So the muscles expansion and contraction depends the voice, gives the voice nature. Suppose they are expanding very less, the voice will be different, and if they are expanding more, their voice will be different. And the elasticity, suppose they are very tight, the voice will be different, and they are loose and expanding more, the voice will be different. Okay, depending upon the elasticity and tightness. Okay, if they are tight and less expanding, their voice will be different. If they are loose and expanding more, their voice will be different. That's why our voices are different from person to person. Okay, so if you see the small, you can feel the larynx. If you keep your hand here somewhere, and if you talk, you will feel some vibration near your neck region. That is our larynx, on which the vocal cords are vibrating. You can even feel the vibration if you keep your hand here like that. So that vibration is nothing but the vocal cords which are vibrating and producing sound. So when you are breathing out, your vocal cords vibrate and produce sound. There is an activity given in with regard to larynx. So what is that activity is? Activity 1. So what he has said is, keep one of your finger just 1 inch before the nose. Okay, like this. Before the nose, just in front of nose, you keep one finger in front of your nose and you breathe out. After that, after some time, just breathe out 2 to 3 times. Next, you breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So you will feel some air is coming outside the nostrils when you are breathing out. Now, take some piece of apple or any fruit you take and chew it. Okay? Before swallowing it, before swallowing means ninge mundu. Before swallowing it, keep your another hand or some fingers of another hand on your throat, and you just swallow. You just swallow. What do you observe near this? What do you observe near the finger which is kept before the nose? Okay, did you understand the activity? Take one finger and keep in front of your nose and breathe in and breathe out. So you will feel the air is going inside and air is coming outside. Now take one fruit and keep it in your mouth and chew it. Before swallowing, keep another hand fingers nearby your neck region and just swallow it. Now what do you observe near this finger? So we will observe that when you are swallowing, the breathing stops for a while, for very fraction of seconds. Very fraction of seconds while swallowing, breathing stops for fraction of seconds. Okay, breathing stops for fraction of seconds. This is the activity. So it is given in your textbook. You can I will read out for you. Keep your palm around an inch away from your nose. Feel your breathing out. Do not remove it until you have finished the activity. Breathe steadily for 1 to 2 minutes. Means you should continue breathing. Now take a piece of any fruit, chew, and before swallowing, keep the fingers of other palm on your throat. Now swallow it. What do you notice? So what do we notice? While swallowing, the breathing will stop for a while. Okay, then again starts. Okay, so you need to remember that when we are swallowing the food, the breathing will stop for a while. So this is about the larynx. So larynx is nothing but a voice box. It has it has one pair of vocal cords on it. While you are breathing out, the air is making the vocal cords to vibrate and produce sound. Okay. So that's why you are producing sounds. While swallowing, the breathing will stop for a while. Now coming to trachea. So larynx is opening into a tube-like structure called trachea. Trachea is also called as windpipe. This is our larynx. Larynx is opening into a tube-like structure called trachea. Okay, trachea is also called as windpipe. It is covered by rings, cartilaginous rings. So why the trachea is covered by cartilaginous rings? To prevent trachea from collapsing. Okay, to prevent trachea from collapsing. That's why trachea is covered by the cartilaginous rings. Now the trachea is divided into two branches. The trachea is divided into two branches. That is bronchus. Okay, that is bronchus. These are bronchus. These are nothing but bronchus. Each bronchus is again divided into small branches. Small branches called bronchioles. On the bronchioles, we have small air sacs. Okay, small air sacs. Small air sacs called alveolus. Alveoli. Alveolus is the plural form and alveolus is the singular form and alveoli is the plural form. Okay, alveoli is the plural form. So there are so many alveoli. Each alveoli is covered with blood vessels. The alveoli are covered with blood vessels. Why they are covered with blood vessels? So they are not blood vessels, you can say blood capillaries. We will understand what is blood capillaries in the next chapter. So each alveoli is covered by tiny blood capillaries. You can write each alveoli is covered by tiny blood capillaries. Tiny blood capillaries. Why? For the exchange of gases between the bloods and the alveoli. So the blood will be bringing carbon dioxide. The blood will be bringing carbon dioxide. Now the blood capillaries have blood which contains carbon dioxide and alveoli has oxygen. So the blood capillaries are connected with the alveoli so that the carbon dioxide is given to the alveoli and the oxygen is given to the blood. Okay. So this is the function of all the parts of the respiratory tract. Now very important part, one more part is present which is called as epiglottis. Epiglottis. Okay, this is very important part which is present in the respiratory tract, but we will not mention it in the pathway because it has very definite role, very important role. It plays very important role. It is present on the larynx, in front of larynx. So it is present in the front of larynx. So this is our nose and like nostrils and nasal cavity, and this is our pharynx. So I will just write like this: nose, nasal cavity. This is our pharynx. Now on the pharynx, nearby pharynx, you have your epiglottis. So this is our food pipe and this is our windpipe. Okay, this is our windpipe and here you have your larynx. Okay, so this is our nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx. Pharynx opens into epiglottis and behind the epiglottis you have the larynx. Okay, so from here you have two tubes. From pharynx you have two tubes. One tube goes to stomach and one tube enters to the lungs. So there in junction you have a structure called, this is our epiglottis. This is our epiglottis. In the junction means from where the two tubes start. So there is a structure called epiglottis. It is very important structure because epiglottis is a flap-like structure. Okay, epiglottis. It is a flap-like structure. Epiglottis is a flap-like and small thin flap-like structure, small thin wall-like structures. It made up of cartilage. It is also made up of cartilage. Okay, made up of cartilage. Okay, which prevents the entry of food into windpipe. So the main function of epiglottis is, it prevents the entry of food into windpipe. Okay. Okay, it prevents the entry of food into the windpipe because epiglottis is the junction from where the food pipe and the windpipe starts. Now, if while we are breathing, the epiglottis is in open form, open like door open. It will send the air into the windpipe. But when we are eating, the epiglottis is closed. It is closed. It will close the door so that the food enters only to the food pipe because it is closed. So it will close. Like this, it is present. I am telling that it is present above the larynx. Epiglottis is present above the larynx. So now the food will come like this. Now, if it is a pharynx is the common part. If the epiglottis is open, the food may enter like this. So it closes. It is closed. Epiglottis is closed. Okay, epiglottis is closed. So the food enters into the food pipe. Okay, I will show you again. So this is our windpipe and this is our food pipe. Now here somewhere our larynx is present and this is our so see, this is our epiglottis. Now the food is entering into the while you are taking food, the food enters through pharynx and it should enter into the food pipe. If the epiglottis is open, the food is coming like this and it may enter into the windpipe. So that's why it is closed. So the food enters into the food pipe. Okay. If it is open like this, the food which is coming from the pharynx may enter into the windpipe. What happens if the food enters into the windpipe? The food will enter into the lungs and the lungs function is damaged and choking occurs. Choking occurs. And person will be feeling breathlessness. Means he will not able to take a smooth breath and sometimes the person may die also. Due to choking, the person may he will get hiccups. And next the person may die also. Okay. That is why epiglottis is very important. So epiglottis prevent the entry of food into so the main function of epiglottis prevents the entry of food into the windpipe by closing. So if the food enters into the windpipe, what happens? Choking occurs and you will get your hiccups and sometimes the person may die also due to choking. Okay. Next, so our elder people tells that while eating you should not talk. Why? Because while talking the air will be coming. So we have already seen that while talking, our vocal cords will vibrate. And makes epiglottis to open. Okay. So when you are eating, you are talking. So what happens? While talking, our vocal cords will vibrate because the air coming from the lungs will make the vocal cords to vibrate. This vibration will make the epiglottis open. So the food may enter into our lungs. That's why it is not advisable to talk while you are eating. That's why our elder people tells that you should not talk while you are eating, because the food may enter into the lungs and choking happens. Okay amma, అర్థమైందా? ఎపిగ్లాటిస్ అన్నది చిన్న మజిల్ లాగా, ఒక చిన్న ఫ్లాప్ అంటే ఇలా ఒక చిన్న తెర లాగా అనుకోండి, తెర. అది ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? లారిక్స్ పైన ఉంటుంది, లారిక్స్ పైన. సో ఫారిక్స్ మనకి కామన్ పార్ట్, డైజెస్టివ్కి రెస్పిరేటరీకి కామన్ పార్ట్. ఫారిక్స్ ఇలా వెళ్ళి ఫుడ్ పైప్ అవుతుంది, ఇటు వచ్చి విన్ పైప్ అవుతుంది. ఈ విన్ పైప్ స్టార్టింగ్ పాయింట్లో మనకి లారిక్స్ ఉంటుంది. లారిక్స్ పైన మనకి ఒక చిన్న డోర్ లైక్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఉంటుంది, అదే ఎపిగ్లాటిస్. సో మనం బ్రీతింగ్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఇది లారిక్స్ అనుకోండి, ఇక్కడ డోర్ లైక్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఇది. ఓకే, సపోజ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ అవర్ లారిక్స్, ఓకే, ఆర్ విన్ పైప్. Imagine this is our windpipe and this is your larynx. On this is epiglottis. Okay, now while you are talking, ఇది ఇలా ఓపెన్ ఉంటుంది, సో దట్ ఈ వోకల్ కార్డ్స్ వైబ్రేట్ అవుతుంది, ఎయిర్ బయటికి వెళ్ళిపోయి ఎక్సలేషన్ జరిగిపోతుంది. అలాగే ఎపిగ్లాటిస్ ఓపెన్ ఉంటుంది. బట్ వెన్ యు ఆర్ ఈటింగ్ ఫుడ్, ఈ ఎపిగ్లాటిస్ క్లోజ్ అయిపోతుంది. క్లోజ్ అయిపోయి ఫుడ్ ఏదైతే పైనుంచి వస్తుందో ఇది క్లోజ్ అయిపోయింది కాబట్టి ఇది వెళ్ళలేదు, సో అది ఫుడ్ పైప్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. అదే ఇది ఓపెన్ అయ్యి ఉందనుకోండి, ఫుడ్ ఏదైతే వస్తుందో ఇది ఓపెన్ అయ్యి ఉంటే ఇక్కడ కూడా వెళ్ళిపోయి ఇలా లంగ్స్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. సో దట్ లంగ్స్లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? లంగ్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ అయిపోతుంది, లంగ్స్ ఫంక్షన్ డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్ అయ్యి యూ మే హికప్స్ వస్తాయి. హికప్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఎక్కిళ్ళు ఏంటంటే ఎక్కిళ్ళ వల్ల ఈ లోపల వెళ్ళిన ఫుడ్ ఆ ఫోర్స్ వల్ల మళ్ళీ బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది అనమాట. ఇలా అంటాం కదా, ఇలా అన్నప్పుడు ఏదైనా ఫుడ్ పార్టికల్స్ లోపలికి వెళ్ళి ఉంటే అవి బయటకు వచ్చేస్తాయి అనమాట, వెనక్కి ఆపోజిట్ డైరెక్షన్లో బయటకు వచ్చేస్తాయి, మళ్ళీ ఫుడ్ పైప్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతాయి. ఓకే, ఒకవేళ బయటికి రాలేకపోతున్నాయి ఒక్కొక్కసారి కొంతమందికి ఎక్కువ హికప్స్ వచ్చేసి లంగ్స్ ఫంక్షన్ డిస్టర్బ్ అయ్యి దే విల్ డై ఆల్సో. అందుకే అన్నం తినేటప్పుడు మాట్లాడకూడదు అని. మాట్లాడితే ఏమవుతుంది? మన ఎపిగ్లాటిస్ ఓపెన్ అయిపోతుంది, ఫుడ్ బై మిస్టేక్ మన లంగ్స్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. సో లంగ్స్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతే లంగ్స్ ఫంక్షన్ డిస్టర్బ్ అయిపోతుంది. దట్స్ వై very important part they have given you in separate, they have not given you here, they have given separately about the epiglottis, because epiglottis is very small structure but its function is very important. So and the epiglottis is controlled by nervous system. The opening and closing of the epiglottis is controlled by the nervous system and the brain itself. Okay, సో మన చేతుల్లో ఏముండదు, ఎపిగ్లాటిస్ని ఎవరు కంట్రోల్ చేస్తారంటే నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ కంట్రోల్ చేస్తారు. సో బ్రెయిన్ అండ్ ద నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ కంట్రోల్స్ ద ఎపిగ్లాటిస్. క్లియర్? దిస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ ద రెస్పిరేటరీ సిస్టమ్ ట్రాక్ట్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.